We want to make a movie based on this German writer, Goethe's books.
Who?
Goethe.
Mr. Ham, I think you mean Goethe.
Right.
But we don't have time to read, so we want you to brief us about him.
Well, he was born in Germany in the 1740s, and he started out as a lawyer, but he was always more interested in the arts.
Just skip to his books so we know what to adapt.
There's a play, Faust, which took almost 60 years to write. It's about someone who sells his soul to the devil.
That sounds controversial.
Some of it was inspired by social issues which he encountered when he was a lawyer, like women killing their newborn babies.
How the hell are we going to sell that? No one likes social issues or dead babies or the devil.
There's also Wilhelm Meister's apprenticeship, one of the first Bildungsromans.
The first what?
Bildungsromans.
What's that? It sounds like a linebacker or something.
It's a novel of character building.
If I can't pronounce it, I'm not interested. Next.
Well, he didn't just write fiction. He also wrote poems and science books like Theories of Colors.
Got any more fiction?
Yeah, I was coming to The Sorrows of Young Werther. That's my favorite book by Goethe, because it talks about a misunderstood young person and the cruelty of society.
I bet teenagers would like that. They're always our target audience.
So why is Werther important?
It helped inspire the whole Romantic movement.
Is that like a romantic comedy?
Not quite. Werther is young and artistic.
If we adapt this, let's make him gothic.
And he falls in love with a girl who's engaged to someone else. Goethe was inspired by the exact same thing that happened to him, but he didn't do what Werther did.
So what does Werther do?
He kills himself.
But that sucks. Tragic romances never sell.
It was really popular in the 1770s. Some people were depressed by the book, so they killed themselves.
If that happened after our movie, would it be good or bad publicity?
Plus, lots of romantic writers modeled their books after Werther. They loved the misunderstood individualist characters who struggled against society. But other writers sort of refined the theme by pointing out you have to
struggle in a practical way. Now, did he do any other romantic books we could use?
Not really. He visited Italy and got into classicism pretty quickly.
There it is. So who should we cast?
I hear that Zac Efron is looking for a serious role.
Okay, but I don't know who should be the girl.
I got you covered. Miley Cyrus.
And they could do a duet together.
Let's get started on this.
I have carefully collected whatever I have been able to learn of the story of poor Werther, and here present it to you, knowing that you will thank me for it. To his spirit and character you cannot refuse your admiration and love. To his fate you will not deny your tears. And thou, good soul, who sufferest the same distress as he endured once, draw comfort from his sorrows, and let this little movie clip be thy friend, if, owing to fortune or through thine own fault, thou canst not find a dearer companion. December 20th, 1772. About 10 in the morning, Werther called his servant, and whilst he was dressing, told him that in a few days he intended to set out upon a journey, and bade him therefore lay his clothes in order, and prepare them for packing up, call in all his accounts, fetch home the books he had lent, and give 2 months' pay to the poor dependents who were accustomed to receive from him a weekly allowance. That evening Werther travelled to meet Charlotte for one last time. Werther read a beautiful excerpt of Ossian, and both became deeply emotional. An apprehension of his fatal project now struck her for the first time. She exclaimed,
"It is the last time, Werther. You shall never see me any more."
Then, Casting one last tender look upon her unfortunate lover, she rushed into the adjoining room and locked the door. On Monday morning, the 21st of December, Werther wrote to Charlotte the following letter, which was found sealed on his bureau after his death and was given to her. His servant, upon being called to bring his coffee, found him writing.
Es ist beschlossen, Lotte. Ich will sterben, und das schreibe ich dir ohne romantische Überspannung, gelassen an dem Morgen des Tages, an dem ich dich zum letzten Male sehen werde. Wenn du dieses liesest, meine Beste, deck schon das kühle Grab die erstarrten Reste des unruhigen, unglücklichen, der für die letzten Augenblicke seines Lebens keine größere Süßigkeit weiß, als sich mit dir zu unterhalten. Zum letzten Male schlage ich diese Augen auf. Sie sollen, ach, die Sonne nicht mehr sehen. Ein trüber, nebliger Tag hält sie bedeckt. Ach, ich wusste, dass du mich liebtest, wusste es an den ersten seelenvollen Blicken, an dem ersten Händedruck, und doch, wenn ich wieder weg war, wenn ich Alberten an deiner Seite sah, versagte ich wieder in fieberhaften Zweifeln.
About 11 o'clock, Werther asked his servant if Albert had returned. He answered yes, for he had seen him pass on horseback, upon which Werther sent him the following note, unsealed.
Wollten Sie mir wohl zu einer vorhabenden Reise Ihre Pistolen leihen? Leben Sie recht wohl.
When the servant finally brought the pistols to Werther, the latter received them with transports of delight upon hearing that Charlotte had given them to him with her own hand.
Wilhelm, ich habe zum letzten Male Feld und Wald und den Himmel gesehen. Leb wohl auch du. Liebe Mutter, verzeiht mir. Tröste Sie, Wilhelm. Gott segne euch. Meine Sachen sind alle in Ordnung. Lebt wohl. Wir sehen uns wieder und freudiger. Ich habe dir übel gelohnt, Albert, und du vergibst mir. Ich habe den Frieden deines Hauses gestört. Ich habe Misstrauen zwischen euch gebracht. Lebe wohl, ich will es ändern. O, dass ihr glücklich wäret durch meinen Tod. Albert, Albert, mache den Engel glücklich, und so wohne Gottes Segen über dir. Nach Alpha, alles ist so still um mich her und so ruhig meine Seele. Ich danke dir, Gott, der du diesen letzten Augenblicken diese Wärme, diese Kraft schenkest. Hier, Lotte, ich schaudere nicht, den kalten, schrecklichen Kelch zu fassen, aus dem ich den Tammel des Todes trinken soll. Du reichtest mir ihn und sage nicht, all, all. So sind alle die Wünsche und Hoffnungen meines Lebens erfüllt. In diesen Kleidern, Lotte, will ich begraben sein. Du hast sie berührt, geheiligt. Sie sind geladen, es schlägt Wölfe. So sei es denn. Lotte, Lotte, lebe wohl, lebe wohl.
A neighbor saw the flash, and heard the report of the pistol, but as everything remained quiet, he thought no more of it. In the morning, at 6 o'clock, the servant went into Werther's room with a candle. He found his master stretched upon the floor, weltering in his blood, and the pistols at his side. He called, he took him in his arms, but received no answer. Life was not yet quite extinct. The servant ran for a surgeon, and then went to fetch Albert. I shall say nothing of Albert's distress, or of Charlotte's grief. At 12 o'clock, Werther breathed his last. The presence of the steward, and the precautions he had adopted, prevented a disturbance. And that night, At the hour of 11, he caused the body to be interred in the place which Werther had selected for himself. The steward and his sons followed the corpse to the grave. Albert was unable to accompany them. Charlotte's life was despaired of. The body was carried by laborers. No priest attended.